Okay, I got to give a plug to Al Cardiello to help hand out my handouts.
Louder.
Louder.
Can I walk
pressure. Actually, I'm going to introduce Chris Rosado. She was my personal trainer over my journey of losing 310 pounds.
How many?
Obviously, I couldn't have done this by myself. I did it with a great support system, and that's one of the things that we're going to talk about. So, Chris is going to come up and join me. Chris is a personal trainer with Omni and Infinity Fitness. At any rate, this is Chris. And she's a lot easier on the eyes than at any rate. And the first day I met Chris, I have to say, I was a little intimidated going to the gym, walking into a gym and seeing all of this big equipment and wondering if I was actually going to fit in the equipment. I think there's the handout's going around anyway. This was me 2 years ago.
Wow.
2 years ago. So, come a long way, baby. Isn't it ironic? Happy Fat Tuesday. But anyway, I think one of the things that I needed to do, well, the way I started out is I went to the doctor. I had two consecutive labs done. Both of them came back with a glucose level in a higher than acceptable range, and I had a good excuse both times. One time I drank my medicine that morning with a glass of orange juice, and the next time I think I had an equally lame excuse. And so the doctor said, we're going to do an A1C, and I have no idea what an A1C is, but it took him about 15 minutes to process the results, and it came back with a little warning sign for me, diabetes, and that was really the catalyst. I tell everyone that I was wearing size 6 and 7X, and Ralph Lauren didn't make anything larger than that, so that was the reason why I started the diet. But in reality, it was a diabetes scare. And so I kind of assessed my situation. I set some goals for myself with the help of my trainer. And I have to say that Chris isn't just my trainer. Chris has a background in psych, which is really good for me.
Sorry.
And yeah, came in quite useful. And Chris also has a lot of background in nutrition, so she was really everything I needed packaged into one. And I was very fortunate to be introduced to Chris and have Chris as my personal trainer, and to have access to a great gym and a great gym family with Al and so I had to set some goals for myself. Setting goals, I kind of had to get a baseline of where I was at. So I had to know what my BMI was. I had to know what my target BMI should be. I had to know what my BFI was, and had to establish some goals for myself. And I knew that my family had a history of cardiac issues, diabetes. I personally had recurring cellulitis and gout, which is extremely painful. And so my goals for myself was to eliminate those from my life. And I wanted to gain mobility and increase my activity level. So Chris helped me establish those goals, and it was real important for me to identify and surround myself with a support system. And it had to start with me. But in addition to me, I had to have my family, my wife on board, my friends, my employer, my coworkers, and I have to say, go back and thank your employers because they've allowed you the opportunity to come participate in this event. They paid for you to be at this event, and it just shows that they value you as an employee. So kudos to the employers. The other cool thing that I really didn't anticipate, because as I kind of alluded to earlier, the gym scared the hell out of me, is that I got this really cool gym family that became so amazingly supportive that it just was an absolute pleasure to go to the gym 4 and 5 days a week. And then the other thing along the way, I was introduced to a nutritionist. Chris had really helped me establish my basic needs for a nutritionist. And so when I did finally start going to a nutritionist, it just reinforced the things that I learned from Chris. So I'm going to ask you to jump in and talk a little bit about the support system.
Yeah, BE touched on it. The first thing that has to happen before you have any kind of a weight loss success is you need to make the decision. And by the fact that you guys are all here, you have made that decision. And the next thing you need to do is, as BE said, you need to surround yourself with a support system. And BE will attest to this, that he maybe didn't lose friends, but false friends fell away. People will try to sabotage you. Just a little bite, just take a piece. Hold strong. Look at your team members. Look at your team members, and you tell each other you will not fail. Those are the people that are your go-to people. Those are the people that when you're at lunch at your place of work say, what do you have for lunch? What did you have? God, I almost ate a whole bag of M&Ms. Can you believe it? It'll grow hold tight. Don't do it. Don't
So what you're saying is when EMS sent to the city a dozen donuts, they shouldn't have done that.
I'm saying that people have a connection with buyers, and there's like a kickback there. Be careful.
They did do that last year. They're serious about it.
The other thing that we touched on too is there's a fear factor of going into a gym. A lot of times when you walk into a facility and you're looking at the equipment and you're saying, you just make the attempt to, I'm not going to work out on that because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. And you pretend to walk over here because you don't want people to look at you and think that person doesn't know what to do with that piece of equipment. So you wait till somebody else gets on it. That was a very real thing for BE, and that's going to be a real thing for you guys. You guys have amazing facilities that have opened their doors to you. Don't be afraid to go in there. Go in there with your buddies. Make it fun. Whatever you do, don't let your fears hold you back from your success. Don't let your fear of walking into a gym and seeing guys that pump it for us, Al, show us what that looks like.
Yeah, well, let's see him Zumba.
Because believe me, at one point in time, Al was a little scrawny boy on a beach and got sand kicked in his face. And he was okay, get your support system, be strong, get in the gym, and just do it.
And I have to say, there were a few times when Chris was unable to be at the gym, and the fear of God set into me when I walked in, and Al's sitting there telling me, Chris isn't going to be here today. I'm training you. And I have to say that I thought I would die, and I'm still standing here. So in spite of what I thought, he didn't kill me, and he won't kill you too if you go in and ask Al for training tips. In fact, what I found is that the gym and all of the trainers are there to support everyone. And we ended up calling our little group of folks that met every day and worked out social club. And there's lots of opinions about that. We probably did spend a lot of time talking from time to time, but it was effective. It worked for us, and it made going to the gym fun. And it was such a huge stress reliever. That's the one thing that I take from this experience, obviously, besides the improved health, is the improved mental health. The letting go of the stress by going to the gym. Who would have thought? So that was a great experience for me. The other thing that you're going to learn is there's no magic pill. I mean, I've tried them all. I've done the liquid diets. I've done the diets without exercise. And I finally had to learn for myself that it's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change. I will, my entire life, battle weight issues. My entire family has. And I know that just because I'm this size now doesn't mean that if I reverted back to my old eating habits and my sedentary lifestyle, that I wouldn't revert right back to where I was at. I don't want to go back there. So you really have to adopt a lifestyle change, not a diet.
I'm going to jump in real quick on that. A lot of you are going to think less is better. You know, BE got to a point where he was religiously at 1,200 calories a day, which is really the lowest we ever would recommend somebody have when they're in a weight loss situation. BE's like, great, I'll go down to 900. Somebody who is 6'4" and weighing 350, 400 pounds cannot have 900 calories a day. What happened to him is he came to a complete standstill in his weight loss. He also didn't like to eat breakfast. He also didn't, he's like, well, it's like if you sit there and you're like, bang, bang, bang. It's like, how many times are you going to hit your head against the wall and say, this really hurts when I hit my head against the wall? Stop doing what Al says all the time. If what you're doing isn't working, do the complete opposite. So what BE had to do is eat more. But what he had to do, and we'll talk about this in a minute, you eat the right food at the right time and at the right place. There is no rule that says you can't be at your kid's birthday party and have a piece of cake. But you don't need to eat the whole sheet cake. Just a piece of Or you can have a piece of cake in front of you and decide to eat 2 bites out of it. That is perfectly okay. It's like Vicky said, this is your life. You don't want to ever not be able to have a donut again your whole life. You don't want to ever not be able to eat a piece of pizza. But you don't need to eat the whole thing. You don't need to eat a whole plate of lasagna. Or eat pizza every day. Ooh, did I see your finger pointing over there? No! No, what I'm saying is, stick to your 1,200 calories. Make sure your calories count. 280 calories of a Snickers bar, 280 calories of chicken breast. I can guarantee those of you who eat the chicken breast are going to have a lower body fat measurement than those of you who are eating stuff that's not appropriate. So just kind of play with that a little bit. Don't starve yourself. Don't deprive yourself, because your mind's going to play tricks on you. Your mind's going to say, oh, it's so hard. I don't get to eat anything. And then you're going to feel deprived, and you're going to be sad, depressed, and then you're going to grab something, and then you're going to be sad because you grabbed something you weren't supposed to, and then you're going to eat another thing. It's going to be a catch-22. Let yourself have little rewards. When you've reached a goal, give yourself a little bit. Buy something, or allow yourself a small snack, whatever. But just view it as your life. Don't view it as a punishment to be on a diet.
And there's a few things that I learned, and what works best for me is kind of my rule of thumb is my diet consists of 40% or more protein, 30% or less fat, and 30% or less of carbs. And I follow that pretty religiously, and I minimize my carb and fat intake after 4 p.m. But my diet, my personal diet, is a high protein diet. It works best for me. But along the way, my fear was going to a restaurant, trying to order something off of the menu. And the truth is, you can go to a restaurant. You can order off the menu. I go to Outback and I pick out a nice steak. Not very often, but I do. And I ask them to cook it on the open flame rather than slathered in 3 tablespoons of butter and all those nice seasonings. I still get a really good steak, and I choose vegetables instead of a potato. It's all about choices. Chris never told me that I couldn't have something. My nutritionist never told me that I couldn't have something. It was all about making good choices. And so I personally avoid pasta, avoid white potatoes. I still love bread. I try to avoid it. I try to eat it. I still have my bread on occasion, but I will have it at the right time of day so that I know how to process that bread and make it work to my benefit. And the whole myth that there's 3 meals a day, I had to set that aside, and I have to feed the body 6 times a day. And
Little small meals.
yeah, understanding that a meal doesn't consist of a salad, 2 vegetables, a bread, a meat, a potato, and a dessert. That I had to tell myself that's not a meal, and understand that a cup of yogurt and a few almonds, I can make a meal of that. And so and eating. Is here a cat? I just had to convince myself.
Somebody's trying to sneak in for free.
Eating 6 times a day really was the best advice that I could get, and sometimes it's hard for me to eat 6 times a day, and I kind of hold myself accountable by I wear an armband that serves as a pedometer, and it measures my sleep hours, all of those fun things. But the other thing is that I log my meals, and logging my meals, keeping track of it, makes me much more accountable, helps me count those calories. And the cool thing is that there's so many systems that are available online. They're web-based. A lot of them are free. I personally don't use a free one, but I've looked at them. They've got these really cool drop-down menus that make it so easy to log your meals.
You can download it onto your iPhone or whatever.
There's an app on your iPhone called Lose It, on Droids and iPhones, and it's just called Lose It. And you can put in every bite you put in your mouth. It's a calorie one, so if you're doing a calorie thing, that's what it does. I put in how much I wanted to weigh by the end of this, and how much whatever. So I'm allowed 800 calories a day. It's not working out so good. Yeah, well, now that the money's in, we'll be talking Zumba. I'll be doing it.
The other thing, touching on what V.E. was saying, your 6 meals a day.
Just I strongly encourage you to log your meals. They just make you a lot more accountable. If you like a pedometer, invest in a good pedometer.
These are good ones.
I haven't even seen them.
Oh, everybody got a good one.
Okay.
Thanks to Al.
I'm sure that I just haven't even looked at them. I just know the ones that I wear. So thank you.
Well, it comes in the Kellogg box.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
your packet.
Or the one that you shake your hand a little bit and it counts. Yeah. The other thing is stop making excuses. First of all, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. The bottom line is I have a nutritionist that harps on all the time about package your meals, take your lunch with you, prepare all these things. And I still am very bad about not doing that. Even though I have people at work that sell Tupperware, and so I buy all the little Tupperware things, all those things that encourage you to do the right thing. And the truth is, I don't always do the right thing, but what I do is learn that I can go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and get grilled chicken, not fried chicken, and make good decisions when I do that, or go to the deli at Publix when I don't plan ahead and don't prepare my meal. It's all about making right choices and stopping the excuses. Trust me, I've told myself 10 million excuses over the years. And I don't know if I touched on it. I think earlier I said I'd lost weight several times. I lost 150 pounds when I was 21, 200 pounds when I was 31, and then 300 pounds. So, the third time has to work for me. And so it really is more about lifestyle, stop making excuses for myself, and don't blame others. We go to family events and we had a fish fry. Well, I avoid fried foods. So on this particular occasion, I planned ahead and I took grilled fish with me ahead of time. I prepared my meal ahead of time. I had fish like everyone else had fish. Mine just wasn't fried. So I could have very easily gone to that event, eaten the fried fish, and then blamed everyone there for not having something that was suitable to my diet. I can't hold other people accountable for my failures. I have to hold myself accountable. So I strongly encourage you, if you're one of those people like me who blames everyone else around them for your diet failures instead of yourself, look within, plan ahead, and don't let social gatherings and things like that become an excuse to distract you from your diet.
And along with that, don't let a social gathering be an excuse for you to pull yourself up in your house and not go out because you don't want to be tempted. Because you need to go out. You need to have a support system. You need to have people go out and say, wow, it looks like you lost weight. You need to put yourself in situations where you prove that you're strong enough to overcome, nibbling on chips or whatever. So don't be afraid of it on either end.
And the other thing is, don't let those social events excuse you from going to the gym. If you make a commitment to go to the gym 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever it's going to be, you be there. The really great thing I had was a personal trainer. And I knew she was there waiting for me, and if she wasn't, that thing over there was there. And so I knew I had to be there. I couldn't use an excuse. I had a meeting to go to, or something came up at the last minute. And quite honestly, I was one of those people who would sit all day at my desk and continue to work well into the evening. My employer supported me in participating in the Business Wellness Challenge. They supported me long before that with the 200 pounds I lost prior to entering the Business Wellness Challenge. And the truth is, I walk out of the office at 5 o'clock every day. I'm more productive as an employee. I get the things done that I need to get done during the day so that I could walk out that door at 5 o'clock every day and face these folks by 5:30. And it got to be such a routine that I knew when I got to the gym, the first thing I was supposed to do was jump on the treadmill, get to stepping, and then eventually she or Al would come in and bust my hump on the circuit or weights or whatever. But it's gotten to a point now. It finally sunk in after 2 years. That I know what I have to do.
Tagging on that, people oftentimes think that a personal trainer is a luxury, but even at gyms all over the place, there are groups that you can join for $10 for a boot camp. I know the Wellness Center has offered you guys 3 months membership. That's correct?
Correct.
Infinity has also offered 3 months membership. I think on the back of BE's flyer, wherever it is, I think there's an old ad that says $99 for 8 personal training sessions. I think you're still going to honor that, right? I mean, think about it. You go out to McDonald's or you go out to lunch someplace, and that's $15-20. If you don't do that a couple times a week and instead you hire someone to help you to meet your goals, you're not wasting money. You're investing in yourself. And I think also you guys have taken it a step further. Aren't you doing unlimited personal training? Usually personal training sessions are like $25 a session if you do it right. Brian, would you stand up for a second? This is Brian Baker. Brian for I think it's like $250 for a month. Unlimited personal training sessions that you can throw them in the group and have them work out. Brian's awesome. He's an ex-Marine and he will do the hoo-yah on you like you've never seen it before. He wears a T-shirt that says "Pain is weakness leaving the body."
We'll be remembering that.
There are opportunities, and if that still isn't your game plan, then you get your core group of people that you're going to be working out with. And there's the other thing I want to touch on. Don't just think you can walk around your neighborhood and that you're going to lose weight. That's not the way it works. Women, you need to be lifting weights. It's going to help you build density. It's going to help you increase your muscle mass. The more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn. Don't be fearful of, turning into like the Hulk or something. We don't have enough testosterone to make that happen.
I know that's my fear in these 90
I
days.
know. If you don't know what you're doing in the gym and you need someone to help you out, there are people there that can help you. If you're Infinity and I'm there, just grab me and say, Chris, show me how this works. Chris, show me how this whole circuit works, and I would be happy to do that. If you can't find me there and you want to set up an appointment with me, just call the front desk and say, we want someone to show us what to do. I would be happy to do that for you. But it's get to the gym, lift your weights, don't just walk around. And invest in somebody who can help you to get those goals.
And just in closing, because I know we're limited on time, the handout was actually from the June issue of Healthy Living magazine from this past June. And it kind of gives you a timeline of my journey along the way, like a 15-month journey. So, I encourage you to look at that. And I kind of just stuck the Al's ad on the back of this because it was part of the magazine. And so thank you very much, Al, for honoring this, because if you have the opportunity to invest in personal training, even for a month, it's a great investment.
Just to get you started so you don't feel like you don't know what you're doing.
And the other thing is, and the thing that when the magazine came out, my Facebook friends went from like 400 to like 1,300. and I don't mind that because I love being able to encourage others. And I feel very, very fortunate to have the opportunity and the experience that I had. I can't even begin to tell you everything that I've gone through in the past 2 years in a 20-minute window, but I'm more than happy to talk to you about my personal experience. I would never begin to tell you that I'm a doctor, a nutritionist, a personal trainer. I can only tell you about my personal experiences. I encouraged a guy about 4 or 5 months ago to his employer actually had been begging me to come and just meet the guy at work and introduce myself to him because he kept bringing in my magazine and saying, I'm going to be just like this guy. And in reality, I was that guy 2 years ago. And so I went and met him one day, and he's had his struggles, but he's lost 70 pounds so far. And yesterday he posted something on Facebook, and he said, I've got this really intense pain in my foot. And so, my immediate thought was, because of my own experience, was gout. And even after having lost 200 pounds, Chris knows I still had a couple of situations with gout. And it was one of those times when I was not having enough calories and enough fluid intake in order to sustain my body. And so, gout is a low uric acid content. It's a form of arthritis and all that sort of stuff. And so this morning we went to the doctor and we found out he had gout. It's his first time with it. But I said, it'll pass. Give it a few days and it'll go away. Don't let this throw you off your track. And so I'm happy to be there as a support system for him, and I'm happy to be there to support you, because to be perfectly honest with you, I get as much benefit from it as anyone that I help to inspire, because watching those people achieve their own goals helps me continue on my journey, and it keeps me on the right track, and it keeps me motivated. So it really isn't, it doesn't seem like a chore to encourage others. It really just reinforces what I've learned over the last 2 years. It's a great motivation for me. So I wish you all nothing but success. I, again, encourage you to go back and thank your employers for this opportunity. I wish you all well. I strongly encourage you to attend the lectures. There were some great lectures last year. I know they'll be fantastic this year. If you have the opportunity to get FaceTime with a personal trainer, I strongly encourage you to do that. Take advantage of the memberships that both LRMC Wellness Center and Infinity Fitness are offering you. I mean, that's way beyond what your company is paying for you to participate in this program. So please take advantage.
And I did want to also mention, I know some of your work schedules are very hectic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for 3 months you'll give them 24/7 access with an access key card. And yes, and the gym hours So if you wanted to go at 10 and get a workout when places like Go Sleep, empty, if you feel self-conscious, that's an ideal time to go. Weekends, the place is really relatively empty. So, those would be great times for you to go and just kind of play out and see if you can figure out those machines. The other thing is, too, we have childcare there, morning and afternoon until 8. So those of you who have to pick kids up, then you would be able to take access to that. The meow means it's across from Stavros, right between the Presbyterian Church and
Stavros, that's a good marker.
I'm not looking at this construction. I'll die if I run across the street.
Absolutely. The memberships are available to everyone at both facilities, so I encourage you to join both. I think each one offers a little bit different atmosphere, and the other thing is, I'm white, I'm big, but I do Zumba, and I have to say, I was encouraged to get 10,000 steps a day, and spending an hour in Zumba class will get you well on your way to getting those 10,000 steps a day. So if you have the opportunity, take in a Zumba class.
One more thing, you guys, you realize this test is based on your body fat percentage, correct? That means those of you who think you're going to do the Atkins diet or the zone diet and totally cut your carbs, you're going to lose muscle mass and you're going to lose water. Don't do that. We've had contestants in the past who lost 15 pounds and their body fat percentage was higher than it was when they started. So eat sensibly. BE says protein, and exercise. Build your muscle mass, reduce your fat. Those of you who think you're going to run 15 miles a day, don't do that. You're using a different pathway.
Well, Mr. Myers just walked in for those people who think they're going to run 15 miles a day.
And I have to say, lean protein diet is a great appetite suppressant. So anyway, enjoy.
Don't
Good
try
job.
and quick start yourself.